Hey guys, my name is Wids, and today I am going to give you a guide on Starfield. Now, I have been playing the game for 5 days and I have about 50 or so hours, and I feel like I have enough knowledge to give you some tips and guidance on how to start the game if you are a new player. Now, you're going to start the prologue and then you're going to get thrown into a character creation. So when you get into the character creation, the first thing you need to worry about is not the face, not the body, and not the biometric. It's gonna be the background. Reason being is because those three in the beginning, you can change them whenever you want. But the background and traits, once you choose those, you are set and you cannot change them. Not for anything in any case. So we're going to start with the background. You might have seen a lot of videos or whatever. People might have told you to choose this over that and blah blah blah, but I am not going to force you to choose anything over the other, but I am going to make a simple recommendation. So the one I'm going to tell you to choose is Bounty Hunter, not because it is the best in the game, but because those 3 starting skills that you have here are going to be very important, and you're gonna see many videos tell you those are very important. Now, because Starfield is a spaceship game and you piloting a spaceship, then it is important to have those 3 skills. Now, the targeting, control, and the piloting are key for your ship, and then the boost pack is gonna be key for your movements when you are on the ground. So make sure you choose those because they are going to be your starting skill. That means you're not going to have to invest the first 3 skill points in those, and you're going to have those unlocked and you're going to be good to go. All right, now the next thing you get to pick is the traits. Now the traits, they are optional. You don't have to choose any if you don't want to, but you get to choose 3 of them. I'm not going to tell you which one to choose because all you got to do is just read them and see what they do, and then just pick them based on that. But the thing about it is that if you choose 3 of them and then you don't like them later on, then you're gonna have an option to actually remove them from some specialists in the game. So that's different from background. Background, you are stuck with them, but if you remove their traits, then they're gone forever, so you're not gonna be able to replace them. So that's the way it is right now as far as I can tell. So I don't know if that's going to change in the future, but right now that's what it is. Now just remember, whatever you choose here, you're going to get stuck with, except for body, face, and biometric. You can just go switch those. I will show you where to do that when we get inside the game. Now our next topic is settings. So settings is important because it relates to the way that you get loot in this game. So on Xbox, just press the menu button twice and then it'll take you to the settings menu. So we go to settings and then you go to gameplay, and then here you can change the difficulty. Now the reason why this is important is because you have easy, very easy, and all the way to very hard. If you play on very hard, you get better loot. Now the way loot work in this game is that whenever you get into a loading screen, if you were on hard, then the loot quality is going to be hard and it's going to be better. If you were on easy or very easy, then it's not going to be as good. So what most people have been doing before they get into a loading screen, they just go change the game to very hard, and then once they get on the other side, then they change it back to very easy. The loot doesn't change for the hard quality. It's just better quality because you were on hard when you went to the loading screen. So that's the reason why this is important. So just make sure that you use that mechanic because that's the way it works. And some people use this to actually farm different enemies so that way they can have better loot. So that's why this is important. Now there are a lot of other settings that you can just go and mess around with, especially the controls. And then if you want to know what to do with your controller, just go to the bindings and then just go through all the settings. And especially when you start trying to learn about the spaceships, the way they work, this is very important. Just make sure you take a look at that. That way you know what to do. So because you don't want to be into a ship fight and then that's when you're trying to figure out which button to press. Just give a little attention to the controls and then you should be good to go. But naturally you will learn the game and you should be fine. Next in the menu is the help So if you see the help menu right here, it's got everything about the game. If you want to learn anything about the game, then you can just come to the help menu and then you can just go ahead and see what does what. So this is very important. If you're trying to learn something in the game, then you can just come and do that right here. Now let's talk about the character screen. On Xbox, just press the menu button and you get your character screen. As you can see, you are in a circle. So basically all you gotta do is just cycle through them and see which one is what, and then just go through them. So you just use your analog stick and then just press the A button and it'll pull up that menu. Now this is your star map. Now if you want to see all the solar system and all that stuff, then you can just click on this. That's not the only way you can get to this, but there are many other ways. And then you can just mess around with this and you can see everything that you need to see, and you can just use this to travel any planet that you went to before. You can fast travel there. All you got to do is just click on it and then just find the area and then just go do your thing. Next, let's talk about the ship. You can pull your ship anywhere that you are because it is in your character screen. So let's pull this up real quick, and as you can see, you can just cycle through all the ships that you have available to you, but you cannot just switch ship because you are in the menus. In order for you to switch a ship, you just got to make sure you see one of the ship guys. So like for instance, in Atlantis, you can see this guy right here, the ship services technician, and then you just basically just talk to him, and then you will have the option to actually view and modify your ship. And once you are in there, as you can see, you got ship builder, upgrade ship, and inspect ship and exit. So you can just cycle through your ship, and then here you have an option to say make home ship. That if you do that, that means this ship is now become your current ship, and this is the one that you're going to use. Anything that you had from the other ship is going to transfer to the one that you make your home ship. So that's how this works. The menu from talking to this guy and the menu that you have on your character screen is going to be different. Now, talking about ship, your ship has a cargo that can hold a lot of stuff for you. And then once you get into a vendors, you can actually sell stuff from your ship. Now, while we are in the topic of ship, the one that you get from the beginning of the game is not a very good ship, but this is what you get and this is what you're gonna use. But you can get a very good ship early. So if I go to my ship character right here, as you can see, this ship I get from a quest. You can get this very early if you go and sign up with the Free Star Collective. Now, if you want to get this ship, it is called the Eagle Star. You can just type this in YouTube or in Google, and then you'll find a guide to get to it. Now, if I go to the mission, I'm going to show you which mission that you get it from. So as you can see right here, this is the one that you're gonna have to do. It is called the Free Star Collective. It is a faction. If you sign up with them, they are on a planet called Aquila. So you technically just Google it and find a guide on it, and then just go get this ship as soon as you can, because this is going to be the best ship that you can get as early as possible without paying anything for it. Now the quest is a little bit quite long, but it is worth it. However, there is an easier way to get a very good ship in the beginning of the game, and you have to go to a quest called the Mantis. So as you can see, the quest right here, and it's got a few steps, but it's not as long as the other one that I showed you. But this one you can get very early, and you also can get a set of armor that goes with that. So now the way you get this, so if I go to my inventory real quick, now for the Mantis quest, all you gotta do is just Google it, but I'm gonna show you real quick the thing that can get you started. Somewhere along the way while you're playing the game, you're gonna kill enemies, or even throughout the main story, and you're gonna encounter something called a secret outpost. This is a note. All you gotta do is just open it and read it, and then that will activate the quest on your quest log, and then that's where you started. So like I said, just Google it, and you'll find a lot of guides about it, how to get it, because this is the easiest and the most popular armor and ship that everybody gets in the game. Now back to the character screen. Now we're done with ship. Let's go with the missions. As you can see, mission is right there in the dead center in the middle. So all you gotta do is just click on it, and then now this is by far one of the fastest way to actually fast travel to your mission, wherever the mission is. If you have the mission available, all you gotta do is just click on this right here, and then you can see on the bottom it says set course, so you set the course, and then it's going to give you the option to go to that area. So that's one of the fastest way to travel to your mission, no matter where it is at. And you can fast travel there and you're good to go. But that's the way to actually track your mission, to see which one that you're doing, and then which one that you want to get to, and which one you're going to hold on to, and all that kind of stuff. Next on your character screen, we're going to talk about the inventory. And the inventory is very important because this is where you get all the items. And then in this game, there is a weight limit. As you can see on the bottom where it says mass, if you are too heavy, if you have too many items that weighs a lot, then you are going to be slow and you can't even fast travel to go anywhere, and you start seeing stars and you can't even see right, so it is not good. So you got to manage your inventory so to not carry too many. Now there are a lot of ways to alleviate all that stuff, besides not picking up everything, but there are other ways. Like there are some skills that you can actually invest points into to actually allow you to carry more weight. We're going to talk about this in a minute. Now the next important thing about the inventory is the weapon. Now in this game you can carry a lot of weapons, so 9-10 weapons, you should be fine. So if you see right here, all my weapons are favorite. Now the reason why I put them in the favorite, that's the only way you can switch weapon real quick. So let me show you how this works. So the way this works, it's not like any other game. So if you have a weapon out and then you're using that weapon, or it run out of ammo and you want to switch the weapon, so you just press the D-pad and then you have all this weapon available and you can switch to them real quick to whichever. That's the reason why you place them on the wheel, that way you can go to them, because in this game ammo is really scarce, so you can run out of ammo really fast and then you have to switch weapon real quick. So that's the reason, or you want to switch a different weapon, whether you want to go to a sniper weapon or whether you want to go to a shotgun. This is how you do it. You just put them on your favorite and then you just switch that way. That's the reason why when you go to the inventory, in your inventory, if you find a weapon that in your inventory, is there something, mainly weapon, that you want to use on the go or very quick, and then you just go and just click the favorite button, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, and then it will take you there. Like for instance, if I want to just say favorite, and then I just go and put it there, and that's how this works. Now on your character menu, you can see that you get the health option, but you cannot click on that one like you can click on the other one. But if you want to see something, just click on the status, like this Y on Xbox, and you click on this right here, and you can see all the status effects. So if you have a status effect on you, it is going to tell you what it is right now. Right now, since I don't have one, well, I don't see it, but I will show you in a minute what that is. So then you can go to character, general, it show you exploration, ship, it show you mission, and you also have crime. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is because, as you can see, anytime you commit a crime in this game, then it is going to show on your crime sheet. And then whenever you commit a crime, then you get XP deducted from you. So do not steal things or then get caught, and do not kill innocent civilian, because you're gonna have a murder on your crime sheet, and then you're gonna lose XP and all that kind of stuff. So this is why this is important. So if you want to see where you at with that, just click on the status and it will show you all that stuff, and come to crime and you can see your crime sheet. Now let's go to the skills. This is why I left this for last, because this is what we're talking about when we're talking about the background. So the 3 that you chose in the beginning, they are going to be available as soon as you start the game. So, and then the rest of them, they are in different categories. So you got physical, you got social, and you got combat, science, and you got tech. Now none is more important than the other. They are all important, but eventually you're going to be able to unlock everything in this game, because there is no cap, there is no limit. It just a matter, every time you level up, then you're going to have a skill point, and then you can just invest that skill point in the skill that you want. For instance, this one at rank 1, it would require you to destroy 5 enemies, but if you had picked that, it's going to be available as soon as you get it. Now for you to go to rank 2, you have to actually do this challenge, and then you're going to be able to unlock rank 2. And then rank 2 is also going to give you a challenge to actually unlock rank 3, and so on. That's the way it works for all the other skills. Now if you want to choose something on the bottom, it's going to tell you that you have to unlock so many points in the one on top. So that's the reason why the skill points are very important. And then you have to choose very wisely in the beginning. That way you can take advantage of actually going down to the skill tree and unlock some of the better ones. Now, talking about important skills that you can choose in the very beginning as soon as you get your skill points. And now in the physical, you need to try to get weightlifting. What weightlifting does is allow you to carry more stuff. So if you unlock all the skill for weightlifting at rank 4, you're gonna have an extra 100 kilograms that you can carry. Like I said, it is very important, and it is very annoying when you see loot on the ground and you can't pick them up because you are too heavy. You can pick them up, but you won't be able to fast travel to your ship. It's gonna be a pain in the butt if you have too many weights. So that's the reason why make sure you invest some skill points into weightlifting so you can carry more loot. Now, in the social category, there are so many good ones, but persuasion is a very, very good one because this is how you can talk people into letting you get stuff, letting you get out of trouble, letting you get a lot of things. So persuasion is very important. You can just decide to choose to pick this one early. That way you can just persuade the NPCs a lot easier. And then you also have, if you want to make a lot of money, a lot of credit, you can invest some point in commerce. Now the commerce skill allow you to buy for less and then sell for more. So that's why this is important. So moving on to the combat one. So I would go with ballistic as soon as possible. And also the laser is very important because you have infinite ammo with this thing. So if you run out of ammo for any of your ballistic gun, then you can just go to the laser. So if you max this out, then you're gonna have a good time. But I'm not saying you have to do it, but I am telling you it is very important if you can max this out as soon as you can. That way, whenever you run out of ammo from the other type of guns, then this one will come true. As you can see, if you go all the way to rank 4, you'll be able to have more damage. Now on the science category, so I personally go with medicine because you're gonna need to be healing all the time in this game. So if you can invest some points in this, then I think you're gonna be good to go. And you can always buy a lot of med packs, but you're gonna have more benefits if you invest a lot of points in this. As you can see, if you read all this stuff, you see exactly the benefits that you'll get from investing points in this. Now, if you intend to do some serious crafting, especially for your weapon, you want to invest some points on the top ones as fast as possible. That way you can get this one, because this one is a requirement to actually craft a lot of the weapon mods. So if you don't have this, you won't be able to craft a lot of the mods in the game for your weapon because it is a very big requirement. So it's important to do this. And then you also have the space design for your armor, the same as this, because they're gonna have some mods that are important to make your character OP and all that kind of stuff. But everything else is just see what they do and decide what you want to do. Now, we already went to the tech stuff and I already told you some of the ones that are very important, but all the categories, they have a lot of things that are very important. Now, the reason why I told you it's important to invest in the boost pack training skill as early as possible is because it's going to make movement a lot easier, because you can just zoom through the battlefield and then you go a lot faster compared to if you were just walking. Now, walking is real fast, but you actually burn oxygen and you can run out of oxygen. But when you are just using your boost pack, you're not using this CO2, and then you'll be fine. Now, I mentioned earlier about crafting and researching. So this is inside the lodge. You're not going to miss it because it's part of the storyline. So you're going to come in here, and then this is where you are going to craft mods for your weapon and all that kind of stuff. All you got to do is just come to the workbench and then pick a weapon and then decide what you want to do with that weapon, what you want to add to it to make it a lot better. Like, for instance, if I want this one, and I want something optic, then I can just see the requirement for it. So that's the reason why you need to do research. Now, research and workbench can be anywhere in the game. You can even put some on your ship, so they can be anywhere in your outpost or whatever. Now, this is the research lab. So you come in here and then you're going to see all the options available. So the first one is for medicine, if you want to just craft some medicine stuff, and then we also have food, and then you for outposts, for equipment like your suits, armor, and all that kind of stuff. And then you also have this one for weapons. So as you can see right here, you get all these mods that you can research. So you cannot craft the mods until you research them. Now, let's say, for instance, let's get this one that says block right here. Now, let's say, for instance, I've already done some research, but there are a lot of them that are blocked. Now, the reason why is because I do not meet the requirements. So when you come in here, you see something that you want to research, just look at the menu and you can see where you can track them. If you put a tracker on them, that means whenever you are out in the world, then you're going to see the materials and it's going to show with that magnifying glass on it. That means it is very important for you to pick it up. That way it's going to be part of your research. Now, one big tip I can give you, be careful when you are going around picking up stuff, because sometimes you don't pay attention. Like, for instance, this one right here, you can say that it stays still and you think it's something that you can take. Then next thing you know, you get arrested. Then you have a crime record on your sheet and then you have to pay a fee. So don't do it because it's not worth it. So make sure you pay attention. Now, the last big tip I'm going to give you, while it is important to actually go through the campaign or the story mission, but it is also a very good thing to actually just go do the side mission, the faction missions. And because you're going to have a lot of good rewards for doing so, and then you are going to learn a lot from the game. When you go back to the mission, then you are going to be faster while you're doing the main mission. So that's the reason why I say those side missions, those faction missions, sign up with them and you are going to be fine. Anyway, we are going to stop right here. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.